19 years old, I was in Brandy's band when she first started. She was 15. So we go way back, and I actually quit being her keyboard player in the band because, you know, I felt like I needed to go in another direction and, you know, be a producer and songwriter. And in her second album, I was expected to be on the album as a songwriter, and I wasn't, so I quit the band. And so anyway, for her Full Moon album, she came back to me and said, listen, you gotta do a song with me. And at the time, she was going, you know, through a phase where she seemingly didn't really know who God was. We would have these debates in the studio, and I'd say, she'd say things like, you know, I know who God is. God is the trees, and He's the air, and you know, she was just going through this phase of trying to really, as we all do, figure it out. Yeah. And she left the studio, and me and again my partner Harold Lilly, I looked at him when she left. I said, listen, I already had the track and the music I just did, and I know God gave it to me, because the one thing that you got to know about me, I don't write songs. God writes the songs. I take dictation, and it's literally like He, you know, open up my head and pour things in, and it just comes out of my hands or, you know, onto the pad and pen. And so I looked at Harold and I said, okay, she's talking about she don't know who God is, but if she gonna sing about God, she just ain't gonna know it. And so we wrote He Is, and she came back and said, oh my God, and she was pregnant at the time when she wrote it, that we wrote it. And she heard it and just cried and cried and cried. And then she sung the song, and just, we all was in the studio crying. Yes. And it's emotional for me because of the place she was in, where she was in, and where she is now is a totally different place. You know, I talk to her now, and she says, you know, God bless her, she knows exactly who God is. Yes. She knows exactly who God is. And now she knows exactly who she's singing about, which is just, you know, it's awesome for me. But yeah, that song was just very powerful. It's like it's like I wasn't even there. It's like I watched myself do it, you know what I mean? When, you know, God is doing something, you know, to you or through you. It's like, you know, was I even there for that? Right. You know what I mean? Like He did that. It didn't have much to do with me. And I was literally just a vessel which He used to create that moment.
That's amazing. She may have never had the opportunity to know who God was, and that God placed Warryn in that position. So give Warryn a hand.
I came to the studio, I think like the second day she was recording, and and she was doing the ad-libs, and the way she takes her time with the ad-libs after like the verses and bridges is brilliant. She listens to the music and how the notes fit in and out the music. When she was singing the very beat of the heart, all that in the end, she stopped and she played it over and over, and she sang, she was like, no, that doesn't fit. And she moved it a little forward and then sang it a little slower until everything fit perfectly in the song. And when I heard it, I was like, I'm going to do that every time I sing. I think it's brilliant. But when you hear that, you feel that in our music. You feel every ad-lib makes sense and it resonates with you. There's not a wasted note when she sings. And I think that's a part of her brilliance as a singer when it comes to crafting the vocals to the lyrics. Because you can have great lyrics and sing them terribly.
Exactly.
But she definitely is a vocalist. If you have the right song, it's a perfect marriage of vocal and lyric.
Perfect.